is the difficulty of the TriCast. Welcome back to match number 2 of the night. And it's going to be kicking things off on Deadwing for our TDP. First player spawning down in the bottom left-hand corner is going to be the Blue Terran from BX3, Scythe.
Damn, that was nice.
Thank you.
Yes, it most definitely was, and his opponent in the top left-hand spawn position of Deadwing, representing, I'm going to go with real gaming here, the Red Protoss, it is Uzi! And how lovely. This spawn position is on Deadwing, very interesting to see. This will be a PvT.
That's correct.
Yes!
And, well done!
I win!
Yes, groovy snap. And, with the horizontal positions, I kind of feel like Scythe will be pretty happy about this. He gets a much more direct drop past his opponent. It's certainly a lot shorter than the rush distance. And for both players, depending on who's feeling macro today, the third base is very easy to secure. Although quite often we see the Terran player taking the third base on the low ground. But that's still a pretty easy one to secure. So.
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of the Terran players on these maps take it on the low ground instead of kind of taking the third base out there. And so what do you think the advantages of that are? Because really what I'm thinking right there is simply having your army be able to, instead of moving a large line back, instead of defending your third and then having to move back all the way to your main, your army is a little bit closer, I feel like, if you are taking that low ground third.
There are pros and cons to both, and it really just depends on, in my opinion, what type of style you're playing, because if you're playing a more aggressive style, you typically don't necessarily have to worry. Like, you're never going to want that Protoss army to be on your front door, and by that point, it's probably already GG, right? So you can put your third in either of those two positions, almost equally defendable. You know, low ground, of course, but it's closer. And so if you're going to be like overtly aggressive, you're not going to be wanting to go back and defend that much. So it really just depends on your play style. Either position is works out in the end.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit more of a stylistic choice. I do feel it's Terrans I see more often going for the low ground expand though.
Hey Trig, hey Trig, you see what I'm seeing?
I see what I think you're saying, because I'm looking at it right now. We do have a Twilight Council for Uzi, nicely proxied. I like that position for the proxy. Normally, I don't really know where else you'd position it on this map. There's definitely a lot of other places. Obviously, there's every single other.
Yeah, everywhere.
but normally from Protoss players, you'll kind of see it in the at least opposite. Not opposite. The base next to them on Deadwing, instead of this kind of going out a random.
The horizontal spawn.
Yeah.
You know where I'd like to see it? I'd prefer to see it like up on the high ground behind the smoke.
Oh yeah.
But that's on the other hand, like either way, like Scythe is probably not gonna check here.
In the end, it's not actually a proxy. It's just hidden. It's hidden tech.
Yeah, it's hidden.
It's not actually a proxy.
Proxy is proximal to your opponent's base. This is absolutely not. This is pretty much the opposite of that. It's the least proximal position to either base.
I mean, you could throw it in like the top right-hand corner, but we'll see it right here. The Mothership Core will try to poke in. Marines will push it back, most definitely. Nothing to be able to defend that. One Marine in one bunker will keep this Stalker from not being able to do anything at this point, and it will look like we will see the proxy pylon go down for Uzi right here. Definitely setting himself up for obviously a very powerful DT move, but I'm kind of curious if he's planning on... I mean, you could go into Blink after this. We've seen some interesting things with that, but I'm kind of curious what he plans on moving out of this DT, because it is inevitably does a lot of damage, but also inevitably the Terran player will be able to kill it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go to that so quickly. This looks there's no detection. I mean, he's gonna have his scans energy, but he seems to be dropping mules pretty quickly, and we've got 3 DTs coming in here. This could potentially end the game. I'm not kidding. He's gonna go right for the bunker, it seems like, and that's gonna go down almost instantly. Now Uzi in a really good position. The Marines are already gone. He's already gonna Scythe is already gonna have to drop from this mineral line, and though you said like he might be able to repel it, this is not. Yeah, this is bad news bears. There's a scan. He's gonna lose 1, but DTs are quick. He's gonna lose 1 DT. Now he still has 2. Like 1 scan. This is almost potentially game ending. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There's no supply depot at all. I always try to stay optimistic, so I'm like, can this player win this? But it's going to be very, very hard. Throwing down the factory, has the engineering bay down. Will get one missile turret at this point, but just actually will cancel that stim. So this is looking better and better for Uzi right here.
And the problem when you lift the orbital, of course, you don't get to use the energy on that, so he's going to lose all his add-ons. Now he's going to get the turret up. He can throw it on a scan now, but that's actually, he still might lose the reactor. The scan goes down. Okay, now he's going to just get that
There's still going to be another DT.
Yeah, and that DT, like I said, it was only 3 DTs. Imagine the investment that Uzi had to put into this, whatever 3 DTs cost. I don't know that. Trigonal, you probably know that with your autistic mind. But
125 gas, so like...
There you go.
125, 125, in fact.
Oh my god, he's gonna miss another reactor. Yeah, dude, this is almost game winning because the mining time, everything. Look back home, Uzi's got his second already going up, and this is just a nightmare. This is what you never want to see. No concussive shells. Both DTs live. He lost 1 DT for the amount of damage you're seeing right now.
3 scans and 1 DT dies. That's it. 6 kills
Protoss.
on one of these DTs, 4 on the other. Yeah, man, I know. I do a very similar build to this with an Archon Zealot transition, and I was wondering if that was what I was going to see. But we actually see a Blink transition coming out of this, and I feel like one of the key parts of holding Blink is stim.
Yeah.
Because they can blink for us, you stim, you chase down, you take away that mobility advantage, and that's been delayed. The unit count's been cut down, the econ count has been muted, and Uzi is just going to be able to come in here. He actually could pull the units back with an Oracle. I think that got revealed as a hallucination by the missile turret, but this is the game-ending push.
Yeah, we will actually...
The DPs didn't do enough.
Yeah, we will see Blink coming out of Uzi. I really like that Oracle because normally you do the Phoenix to scout. Obviously the Oracle is also okay. Will this actually do any damage? But there is enough missile turrets right now up for Scythe, so he will spot that. Bunker will be shot down. Really needs that to be up to have any idea of defending this, because even if he defends this, getting out of 1 or 2 DTs with this attack right now, if he can afford that, would be so damage heavy. Will snipe this natural base right now, and Scythe's really in his main, and Stim is just so far from on Uzi. GG. Uzi takes game 1. Back to ASL Challenger League Group G round of 32 on the lovely map Overgrowth in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the gold Protoss representing Real. It is Uzi, who is currently up 1 game from a sick DT rush. Not even DT rush, hidden DT attack.
And his opponent is going to be up in the top right-hand corner, playing as the Red Terran from BX3, Scythe.
Right off the bat, Scythe pretty much going for what looks like a Reaper fast, or not necessarily a fast expand, I'm guessing a fast expand, but pretty much going into probably Reaper pressure, which will most likely, as we saw Tyrannus saying, as we heard Tyrannus saying, definitely any scouting helps so much versus a Protoss, so Reaper will not only get a little bit of damage done, but scout, and so far actually skipping that, going into the reactor. How do you feel about this versus Protoss? Because I feel like definitely the Reaper just allows you to do so much in an early game.
Okay, so this is not the best map for Reapers. So you get the scout, right, and if you keep it alive, but you see that little building that he's building there to the bottom left of this map here, or the middle left of this map? Yeah, he's building the second barracks here. He might actually... I've got a bad read on this, because I was thinking, gas first, what's he going to do now? He's just going to build... Is that a three racks rush, right? So, we're going to see Marines and Marauders. There's going to be some early heavy pressure. Actually, I don't know if he's going to be added in Marauders. We're going to see. I don't think he's ever actually seen this trick at all. Do you have a read on this?
No, not really. The extra single racks being added on somewhere hidden out on the map is something we see from time to time. But an engineering base, I think the engineering base is just for safety against oracles, because you lose the game to oracles with this build.
What I love so
much,
much,
3 racks is going to be a little bit more all in.
Yeah, definitely.
Not making SCVs.
Yeah, what I love so much from Scythe is the reactor on the barracks in the main. So when Uzi did scout him, he said, "Okay, barracks and reactor. All right, a little bit fishy, but not crazy. It's not like you scout and there's literally no barracks in the main. It's not as crazy as possibly an 8-8 Reaper, just an 8-8 barracks out on the map. And he's going a reactor, double reactor on both of those barracks. So I'm assuming just a very, very heavy.
It's a +1 Marine rush.
Yeah.
Well, +1 as well. My question is, When did Scythe cut SCVs?
At 9.
Because
Oh,
at
well,
9.
Well, at
No,
9 on
it's
the
got
mineral
more than 9.
with gas. Well, at 9 on the mineral with 3 on gas. So he's got 14 now.
Yeah.
Right. So was that before or after Uzi scouted his base? Would Uzi been able to tell something
No,
that's funky?
absolutely not. The scout was like really early.
Yeah, he scouted very, very, very early for that, and that's what I was saying when Uzi came out. Is kind of like, well, he literally only scouted the barracks. He scouted so early that there was not much to tell, except if there was no barracks in the main, which there was. And he will scout these early Marines, pulls the probe back, doesn't actually lose it. SCV going home, which I think he saw, so he's in all red alert mode now and knows something's happening. Getting the Oracle out, getting another gateway out, which he definitely needs to do. Actually going for the second gateway. I think I'd rather see a Zealot or Stalker out of this gateway, but if he does have enough time, the third gateway will be invaluable right here. Or be incredibly valuable.
I've got such a tough read on this. This is a lot of Marines, but if this push doesn't work, now the one Stalker getting caught out a bit, he's not going to lose it. He should be able to get it back. He should be able to cancel the second, but this is tough. I don't see how we know which way this one goes.
Definitely with no sentry, it's looking very, very hard for Uzi just right now to be able to defend that. All the Marines in the main. He will have one photon overcharge, though, which holding on to for a little while does throw that down. Will push back this early Marines right now, but once that photon overcharge is... Well, once that photon overcharge is done, he has the Marines on the high ground, so it's not like the sentries will be able to, okay, I'm going to force field right there and the Marines can't get anywhere. And then the natural is just going to go down with this such heavy Marine production. 6 Marines at a time, it's going to be so hard to defend.
Oh, and he loses a Stalker.
But yeah, for
the Stalker is going to be so important with this push, because with no stim, they can kite back really nicely. I'm building a missile turret. It's really nice. It's going to really deny that Oracle, which has come back to help. It's going to get taken out anyway, though. And you're right, there's like 3 barracks with reactors and Marines here. They've got +1 attack finished up now as well, so they're going to be doing so much damage against these Proteans, and Photon Overcharge just expires.
Yeah, really for the saving grace for the Protoss player in this position is being able to defend into that Photon Overcharge, but it is gone now. Pylon goes down with that gateway, only has 2 gateways right now on the Stargate, desperately trying to micro lose another Stalker. These Marines will take out the Stalker, actually focusing down completely, not actually going for the Mothership Core. Mothership Core pulls back, Oracle attempts to get something happen, which actually kills a lot of Marines right here, but they can fall back onto this missile turret. I thought he was going for a bunker, but I think the missile turret might even be a better idea. Right now, I'm still very unsure, as Tyrannus was saying on the read right here. I'm not really sure what's going to happen.
Uzi holds this, I think. Uzi holds this because he's going to get another Photon Overcharge. He's going to keep his natural. That's my prediction right now. This is a lot of freaking Marines, and it can go either way. Okay, yeah, I don't even know. See, I'm going to take it back right now, but the Photon Overcharge is going to be huge. He still might lose the natural because it's low on shields, but now look at the number of Marines. A lot more manageable, especially with this number of Stalkers.
Yeah, most definitely. Really right here, Scythe really essentially has to take out this natural right here. He's going to be in a terrible position.
Yeah, even if he does take out the natural, it's not looking great for him, because Uzi's so far ahead on workers, so far ahead on tech. Scythe has invested everything into his +1, into his reactors, in terms of gas, and he takes out the natural, but still, Uzi's got a better army, in my opinion. Like, the Stalkers are pretty good on range. They can kite them back without stim, without combat shield. And they've got fantastic concave up top of the ramp, but the SCVs coming in might be able to change the tide. But already, so many of the Marines have been whittled down, and Uzi can still pull the probes to deal with this.
Yeah, boys are still being able to pull. I would have loved to see, instead of a missile turret early on, actually a bunker, because the missile turret never did anything. SCVs will be going in. Mothership Core is down, so there will be no Photon Overcharge. Marines desperately trying to take out these Stalkers, but a small amount of probes being pulled. I think it's the exact amount he wants to do. 8 right there, which will provide a little bit of a meat shield and a little bit of damage into there. Looks like these Stalkers, I think, will actually push this back. When Marines are coming one by one, Stalkers just rip through them. He has to have that in high numbers, but looks like Uzi takes game 2, or actually, no, game 3?
That was game 2.
Game 2, yeah, game 2. 2-0. 2-0 is actually right there. I was really surprised to see that, Uzi.